My name is Dr. Enid Curtis Pinkney. I was born here in Miami, Florida. I'm a native Miamian. And I grew up during the time of segregation and used to come to the Hampton House when it was the royalty of the South. However, with integration, the Hampton House became a derelict building for about 30 years. And then in 2001, Kathy Hirsch came to me and said that she had recently heard about the Hampton House and about its history. And she was wondering whether we could get historic designation for the Hampton House, and if I could find an organization that would sponsor that. So I went to the African American Committee of Dade Heritage Trust to ask them if they would sponsor the historic designation of the Hampton House. And after much discussion, they said yes, they would do it. In the meantime, I got some information that the county was going to demolish the Hampton House because it had become a derelict building and an unsafe structure, and because the neighbors had been complaining about the building because it was housing drug addicts, the homeless, prostitutes, and undesirable people. So in order to satisfy the people of the community, the Miami-Dade County Commission had those unsafe structures people and everybody else connected said that it should be demolished. And then that changed our goal, because you can't get historic designation for a demolished building. So our aim had to be to save the building. And I went to Louis Pinellas, who was the brother of Alex Pinellas, the mayor, and asked him to talk to his brother, to use his influence to help us save the building. So Louis said that what I needed to do was to get a group of people and have a big press conference and have the TV cameras out here and try to say that the cause of the press conference was to save the building because of its historic worthiness. And so we did that. And the mayor, who was at that time, Alex Pinellas, came, and the commissioner at that time was Commissioner Barbara Carey, and they all came to the press conference. And the mayor said that if the county could put $26 billion into preserving the circle, then he felt that the county should invest some money in saving a piece of Black history. So that helped us a lot, and he did a stay of the demolition. And then we had to find money. We didn't have any money to buy the building because the building had received bad press and the owner wanted to sell it. but we didn't have the money to buy it. So we asked Miami-Dade County to buy the building. And they bought the building for $450,000. After they bought the building, there was no money to restore the building. We had no money for that either. We didn't have any money for anything. We just wanted to save the building for posterity and because of its historic value. So it was suggested to me that I should try to get to become a part of the general obligation bond program. Well, I got the application, but when I looked at it, I didn't know how to fill it out because it was asking, what are you going to do with this money? How are you going to restore the building? With how much money? So since I didn't know how to fill it out, I went to Richard Hasenbottle, who was a historic preservation architect, and he was on the board, I think he was chairman of the board at that time, of Dade Heritage Trust. And he was willing to come to the Hampton House and make an assessment of what it would take to restore it and how much it would cost. So he filled out the application for me and he signed it. And then we turned it over to the county and it was accepted. The application was accepted for $4.7 million. But the county took so long in putting the bid out that the first company that accepted the bid, after they went into how much it would take to restore the building, turned the bid down and said we had to get more money. So by this time, Commissioner Edmondson had been elected, and we appealed to her to help us get more funds, and she did get $5 million. She was able to get more money, which added up to $5 million. And then it went out for bid again. And the second company that accepted the bid, after making an investigation as to what it would take to restore the building, turned the bid down again. So they said that it would take $6 million to restore the building. So that was left for the commissioner to find $6 million, but that would not completely restore the building, but at least we would have a portion of it restored. And so we felt that we needed to go along with that if she could find the money. And they did find the $6 million, and so restoration started with that. And with that amount of money, we were able to restore. We have the community room and the cafe where Muhammad Ali had his victory party when he beat Sonny Liston. And we now have a patio, but we don't have the swimming pool that was once there, because the price to put a swimming pool in with today's rules and regulations was prohibitive. So we had to go along with that. So the operating part of this building now, we have a museum, we have a library and archives, And we have the patio, which we rent out for various occasions. We also rent the cafe, and we also rent the community room. That helps to bring in income for our sustainability.